Well, hey there, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you are all having a great day. I am really excited to be here today because we're going to have a great conversation today about online courses, continuing our conversation about this. And I wanted today to really talk to you all about how to know if an online course is right for your business. Because I think when I talk to my clients, this is a conversation that comes up a lot. I think a lot of people feel like there's a lot of hype around online courses. A lot of people have online courses. And so, many of you have said, this seems like this might be pretty cool, but how do I really know that this is absolutely the right thing? So I wanted to just share a bit of my own experience with you today and kind of some of my thoughts behind how to really decide if creating an online course in your business is in fact the right move for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive in here. All right, so bear with me one second. We got some slides again today. Let's get those up. Okay, perfect. So again, today we are going to be talking about, is an online course right for your business? So I think the first thing I would say, if I can get my slides working, there we go, is to really ask this question of, have you developed a system or a process? And so, I think what I mean by this is a lot of times we think, oh, in order to have an online course, I have to be an expert in an area. And the reality is that's actually just not the case. There are lots of people who have successful online courses because what they've done is they've developed some kind of a system or some kind of a process by which to get people from A to B easier, quicker, cheaper, more pleasurably, whatever it may be. And in reality, really all you need to have a successful online course that actually delivers results for people is to get them from point A to point B. So why do people buy anything? Because they're here and they want to be here, right? There's some transformation they want to have. And so, for example, for me in my business with my online course, people who buy Biz Money Blueprint do it because their point A is they don't know how to set up the money stuff. They don't know what they don't know. So they don't know if they need a bank account. They don't know what to do with the accounting or if they need to do accounting or what that means. They don't know about the tax side of things. So that's their point A. And their point B is they want to get to a place where everything is set up correctly in their business when it comes to the money stuff, where they feel comfortable and confident that it is all set up correctly, that they're not missing something, that they're not breaking any rules, that they've got everything in place so that they don't have to stress about it anymore. That's their point B. So my online course takes them from that point A to that point B. So even if you don't feel like you're an expert in your business, thinking about, okay, what system or process have I developed to really help me get from point A to point B that I can share with other people? I have a friend who has created an online course all about time management and productivity. So for her online course is really all about those systems that she's put into place to really help her manage her time better, to be more productive, to get more done in her business. And that's it. I mean, it's that simple. And not to downplay what she's done. It's incredible, but it's that simple, right? She's figured out something that works. She's figured out how to get herself from point A to point B. And so her online course is really sharing that with other people to get them from point A to point B. So the first question when you're thinking about, is an online course right for my business, is to think about, have I developed a system or a process that I can share with other people that will help them have the same transformation that I myself have had? Okay, so that's the first piece. Oh, and I wanted to give you all actually two examples. So you may or may not know these people, but I think these are really good examples. The first example I want to give you is Amy Porterfield, a business mentor of mine who has Digital Course Academy. So Amy Porterfield has developed a system that works for creating and building and selling an online course. She's got a system. So if you've been through DCA, you know this. She's got a very specific system of how you do the research to decide what to do your course on, of how to map out the course content itself and how to create the course itself, to how to launch it and how to market it using webinars. She's got a very specific system. And that system is one she developed for herself, and it's worked for her. And so now she's sharing it with other people. And that's what her whole online course is about. Another great example is actually Jamie Sears, who is a former elementary teacher and now owns a business called Not So Wimpy Teacher. And her business sells lots of templates and checklists and tools that teachers can use in their classrooms. So again, she's developed these systems or these processes or these tools that have helped her in her career teaching that she's now sharing with other teachers. And she's since gone on to create courses, but even just her tools themselves are an example of how you can help people get from that point A to that point B. So those are just two examples to show you. But again, if you've developed a system or a process, then it's definitely something you can put into an online course and share with other people. Okay, so the second thing to ask yourself is, have you achieved success in a particular area? So again, going back to this idea that a lot of people get in their heads that I have to be an expert in online courses. You don't have to be an expert. If you've had success in one particular area, can you take what you learned and what you did to get that success and put it, or I should say not put it, but and share that process or share that journey with other people so that they can have similar successes? So an example, I've got two actually examples here as well, but an example I like to give here is I have a client who named Emily, who's a photographer. And in her first year in business as a photographer, she made over 6 figures. And she did this through a variety of different ways, but she kind of took a different path than most photographers take. So I think a lot of photographers may decide to go the path of, oh, I'm going to be a wedding photographer or whatnot, and do higher ticket packages. She actually went a completely different way and focused on booking more clients at lower price points in a way that didn't burn her out. She had a system for that so that she wasn't feeling burnt out about it. But it was really successful for her, and she ended up having a 6-figure year her first year in business. So when she came to me and she wanted to create an online course, that's actually what she said to me. Is she said, I want to teach other photographers or budding photographers how they can have a 6-figure year their first year in business. That's perfect. She had success in this one area, and now she can really teach others how to have that same kind of success. Another great example is another business mentor and friend of mine, Bobby Klink. He is a Harvard grad, lawyer who went out and worked in sort of traditional legal practice, and then decided to become an online entrepreneur. And he was selling legal templates. He still does sell legal templates, but that was his business. And as he focused on building his business, he was doing a lot through email. So he was really focusing on growing his email list and nurturing his relationships with the people on his email list. And one of the best ways that he did that was through writing really captivating, witty emails. If you're not on his email list, I recommend you get on it, bobbyklink.com, just because they're a good example of how to write a really good email. He sends consistent emails, but he also sends emails that are very engaging and that really help him build that relationship up with the people on his list. But he didn't get into the business of email marketing. That's not where he started. He started with legal templates. What happened, though, is over time, because he got really good at writing these emails, he started to become known as the email guy. And he wasn't selling anything having to do with emails. He wasn't teaching people how to do emails or anything like that. But he was getting known for it because he was getting to be so good at it. So now he actually does have an online course called Badass Email Marketing, where he teaches people how to write great emails and how to nurture your relationships with your email list. Again, not a business he ever expected to be in, but because he got really good at this one thing and had success in this one area, he was then able to transition it into creating an online course. So thinking about where you've achieved success, and can you create an online course showing other people what you did to get there and helping them have that same kind of success? That can be a great way to go about it as well. Okay, so the other thing, the other thing to think about is, do you have expertise on a subject that others need help with? So this now does finally get to kind of that expert that we were talking about, right? But the thing I want to make super clear here is you don't have to be a full-on expert. I don't know everything there is about tax or accounting or money in your business. I truly don't. And even if I even if I had spent more and more and more years in corporate, I mean, I might know more than I know now, but there's always going to be somebody who knows more than you, right? You're never going to know everything. So instead of thinking of yourself as an expert, think of yourself as somebody who knows a little bit more than someone else who's coming up behind you. So as long as you know a little bit more than that person, can you help share that expertise with them and really help them solve a problem or overcome a challenge or whatever it may be? So a couple of examples here. The first is myself, Biz Money Blueprint, my online course. So I took my tax and accounting experience and I turned it into an online course for business owners who want to learn how to set up the money stuff in their business, everything from bank accounts to accounting systems to taxes to paying themselves. I took all of that knowledge that I had and I put it into an online course. And it was very easy for me to do because I was already doing all of that guidance and providing that information to folks in the one-on-one calls and the coaching sessions I was doing with people. By putting it into my online course, it enabled me to be able to share that guidance and that information with more people in a more affordable way so that more people could take advantage of it, right? So there's one example. Another example, a good friend of mine named Tracy is a Facebook ads expert. Now, and she'll say this too, she doesn't know everything about Facebook ads, but she knows a lot about Facebook ads and she's, learned a lot and she's had success with them. And so she has an online course. I'm blanking actually on the name, I apologize, but she has an online course all about Facebook ads and how to set up your Facebook ads. And so again, she took her expertise and she put it into an online course because she knew that it was a way to get that important information into the hands of people who needed it at a less expensive cost and frankly, in an easier way than working one-on-one with a bunch of folks, right? So that's another thing to consider is, do you have expertise on a subject that others need help with? All right, so I want to, okay, perfect. I was gonna say, I wanna go a little bit further. So again, just to recap, because I know I'm throwing a lot at you. So when we're thinking about, is an online course right for our business? The first three things that I've shared with you already to consider, and to be clear, you don't have to say yes to all of these. If one of these applies, then an online course would be a great fit for your business. The first is, have you developed a system or a process that has worked for you that you can share with others? The second is, have you achieved success in one particular area and you can show others how to do the same? And the third is, do you have expertise on a subject that others need help with? So the next thing I want you to consider when you're thinking about, is an online course the right fit for your business? This kind of gets to the personal. And this is, are you frustrated with the level of impact that you're having? So this one's important to me, I would say, because for me, this has always been a big piece of my business, is I want to have as much impact as I possibly can. And I know with my busy schedule and everything I have going on in my life, and frankly, the fact that there are only 24 hours in a day, that I can't take on an unlimited amount of clients, right? It's just impossible. My energy level wouldn't allow it. My schedule wouldn't allow it. Not going to happen. So, so for me, part of creating an online course was really about expanding my opportunity to have impact on more and more business owners in this world beyond just the ones that I could actually work one-on-one with. So if you're feeling frustrated by the level of impact that you're having, an online course is a great option because you can put everything you know into this one package that you can then disseminate to more people, right? It's the one-to-many versus the one-to-one approach. And it truly does allow you to have a bigger reach and a bigger impact. Okay, so the next thing to think about is, are you constantly hustling to get new clients and possibly constantly hustling to keep them as well? So if this is the case, then an online course can be a great fit for you, because the way it works with an online course, and it depends on whether you want to do what's called live launching, which means you only launch perhaps once a year or a few times a year, but you're doing everything live. So people can only come in to your course at that certain point. Or you put your course on evergreen, which is how mine is, where people can always come in, but there are time-sensitive opportunities. So for example, if you come into my world and you join my course within the first week, you'll get a bonus that you won't get if you join later on. And those are important to get people to take action, because if you don't give them a reason to take action now, then they're going to push it off and they may never do it. So those are generally speaking, your two options to sell your online course. But what's great about either one of those options is once you get a system that really works, it becomes a lot easier to get new people into your course. Versus with the one-on-one, I mean, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was always hustling to try to find the next person. I was constantly on the phone talking to people and trying to manage prospects and then manage people who are coming on board and then manage people who are rolling off so I could fill their spots so I could keep that money coming in. And that really felt very overwhelming to me. That overwhelm doesn't exist, at least in the same way, when you have an online course. So if you're constantly hustling to get new clients or to keep them, then I think an online course could be a great fit for you. Okay, so then the next question I would ask you is, do you feel burnt out? I think this is really one of the golden questions when it comes to creating an online course, because if you love what you're doing, but you feel burnt out by it, an online course is a great way to take what you love and put it into a format that really does allow you to spread that impact, to work with more people, to grow your business and bring more people on board without you having to devote more time or worse, feel burnt out, right? So if you are feeling burnt out, an online course can be a great option for you because it really does take away that stress and that overwhelm and that exhaustion of keeping a full calendar. But also allows you to grow the business and to work with more people, which I think is really, really huge. So the other thing to think about is, do you want to scale your business, but you don't know how? And when I say scale, I mean grow it, right? So this is a thing that comes up a lot with my clients where they say, okay, I've kind of hit this point, I've hit this max. And I want my business to keep growing, but I can't take on any more clients. Maybe I can raise my prices a little bit more, but like not that much. And they feel like they've kind of hit the ceiling. If that's you, an online course is a great option because, again, once you've created this thing, for the most part, you can sell it to one person or a million people, and it's not going to really change the demands on you as much. I mean, it will a little bit. Obviously, if you have a million students, you're probably going to have some more customer service needs than somebody who has one student. But for the most part, it's not going to be sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be significantly more demanding on your time like it would be if you had a million clients versus one client. And so having an online course is really a great way to be able to scale your business without feeling burnt out, without tapping out, frankly, and hitting that ceiling. Okay, so the next thing I would ask you is, does the idea of creating something once that generates you repeated income excite you? And for me, this was really one of the key questions that I thought a lot about, because at my core, I am all about efficiency. I love anything that allows me to be more efficient. And so what was frustrating to me is I would get on client call after client call after client call, and I would say the same things. Even though everybody's situation was different, the sort of core themes through all of them were being repeated. And I just felt like there's got to be a better way, right? And I was frustrated for myself, but I was also frustrated for my clients because I kept thinking, I'm telling them all the same thing, and they're paying me all this money to do it. It would just be so much easier if I could just get them all in a room and tell this to them once. It would be so much cheaper for them. So it was a very frustrating experience for me. So when I thought about this idea of taking all of that knowledge that I was imparting in all of these individual sessions and putting it into one place and creating it once, and then using that piece of content to bring in consistent, repeated revenue, that got me really excited. So if that's something that lights you up, that piques your interest, then I think an online course is a really great option for you. Okay, so those are all of the things to consider when you're thinking about creating an online course. And I actually want to go through them one more time because I know that sometimes people jump in late, and I just want to make sure that everybody really thinks about each one of these. So we're going to scroll all the way back to the beginning. So number one, have you developed a system or a process? If you have, that's absolutely something you can put into an online course to teach other people. Number two, have you achieved success in any particular area? If you have, you can show people how you did it and how they can do it too. Number 3, do you have expertise on a subject that others need help with? This is where I fall into, definitely. And it's absolutely, it's a great way, especially if you're coaching or you're doing something where you have an expertise that is helping people get results, that you can use this expertise to help other people without requiring each person to work with you one-on-one. The next question to ask is, are you frustrated with the level of impact you're having? If so, online courses are a great way to really scale that impact. The next one is, are you constantly hustling to get new clients and to keep them? And if you are, an online course is great, because depending on how you launch it, it really takes away that hustle of constantly trying to fill your calendar. The next question to ask is, are you burnt out? If you're feeling burnt out, an online course is a great option for your business, because it really has you creating the content once and then using that over and over again to continue to support your clients and your students, which definitely cuts down on the burnout. The next question is, do you want to scale your business but don't know how? And again, an online course is a great option for that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we all only have 24 hours in the day, so we can only take on so many clients. So even if we love our one-on-one client work, there's only so much of it that we can do. So an online course is really a great way to go beyond that and allow you to scale your business really endlessly. And then lastly, does the idea of creating something once that generates you repeated income excite you? And again, for me, this was a big one, because I loved the idea of taking what I had created and what I knew and putting it into one place so that so many more people could access it and it could continue to support my business without me having to continue to do that work over and over and over again. Cool. All right, my friends. So again, just some things to consider when you're thinking about whether or not an online course is right for your business. I do want to remind you that doors have opened to Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy, which really is the best and most comprehensive program to creating, to building, and to marketing and selling your online course and creating your online course business. I went through it myself. It was incredible. It really did change my business, and I would love to see you in there as well. I am also offering a suite of bonuses when you join DCA using my link. If you go to megkwheeler.com/DCA, I am really here to give you one-on-one guidance, to give you support, and to give you what you need to know to manage the money stuff in your business. So when you join through my link, you will get lifetime access to my course, Biz Money Blueprint. You will also get 60 days of unlimited access to me via Voxer, which is a voice messaging app. That way you can ask me all of your questions, so you're not going to get stuck, because I'm going to be right there with you, supporting you. You're also going to get 3 months access to my membership, Badass Action Takers. This is where we talk all about cash flow and pricing your courses and how to scale your business for profits and how to pay yourself. It's where we really dive into the money stuff so that you can truly make the money in your business work for you. I'm also going to give you a custom personalized course sales page audit. So once you've got that sales page ready to go, I will go ahead and look at it and give you a full review and help you tweak some things so that it really does convert very well for you. And lastly, I'm going to give you my ultimate money guide for course creators. Again, it's everything you need to know to set up, to manage, and to master the money stuff in your business. And when you join Digital Course Academy using my link by 11:59 p.m. Pacific tonight, September 10th, which also happens to be my birthday, you will also get a one-on-one 90-minute VIP course call with me. We can talk about your online course. We can talk about the money stuff in your business. But it's really just another opportunity for me to show up and support you so that you have everything you need to truly succeed in creating your online course. Happy to answer any questions that y'all have about DCA. I'm going to put a link in the comments to grab time on my calendar if you'd like. So you can grab a 15-minute window with me. Let's hop on a call. Let's talk about DCA, help you figure out if it's the right choice for you. Or you can just go ahead and join straight away if you know that you're ready. The link again is megkwheeler.com/DCA. All right, friends, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you back here tomorrow, and I hope to see you in Digital Course Academy. And don't forget, join by this evening to get that free one-on-one 90-minute VIP course call with me. Bye for now.